Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we will learn how to cut and sew this beautiful girl's frock design for a 5 to 6 year old toddler. This is super easy to make and very beginners friendly. So if you're interested in learning how to go about it, let's get started.
Materials needed for the dress: 1.5 yards of choice of fabrics, matching thread, zipper and lining.
I'm starting with the upper part. I'll fold my fabric into two and fold again, making 2 times fold. The length of the half length I have here is 12 inches. On fold from the center front I have 8.5, then 1.5 excess at the center back for the zipper. I'll fold in the zipper allowance. For the shoulder I use 5.5 inches. For armhole I used 5.5 inches. So I'll just connect chest line to the shoulder point. On the chest line I used 8 inches and on the waistline I used 7.5 inches. Now connect waistline to the chest line. Curve out the armhole as shown. For the neck I used 2.5 inches width and for the back neck depth I used 1 inch. Curve out the neck for the back. For front neck depth I used 3 inches. Now slant the shoulder by 0.5 and we are done. Go ahead and cut out. Cut out from the back neckline first. Take away the back piece and trim off the front neckline. For the down part, I have cut out a fabric. The length is 16 inches, that is the skirt length plus folding and joining allowance, while the width is 45 inches. So I have this same measurement of fabric times 2 for the front and the back. Place lining on the front piece and go ahead and stitch the neckline. Please note that you can as well use a bias strip to turn the neckline and the armhole if you want that, okay? So now after stitching the neckline, you notch it all around so that by the time you turn it to the right side, it will be able to lay flat and smooth. Then you open it up just like this and make a top stitch. Make sure you're top stitching towards the lining part. When you're done with the front piece, then you repeat the same process with the 2 back pieces. After turning the neckline, now match shoulder of the lining piece and the shoulder of the main fabric and go ahead and stitch them together. After joining the shoulders, you're going to open it up like this. Flip the lining armhole part to match the main fabric armhole. Pin it down. Then you go ahead and stitch from the one end of the armhole to the other end of the armhole. When you're done stitching, you make notches around. Then you go ahead and pull it out to the right side. Repeat the same process with the other part and then iron it down. You also use the lining to turn the center back to hide rough edges. Now we are going to be cutting the frills detail on the dress. To do that, I folded my fabric into 2 right here. So this fabric on fold is measured at 28.5. That means if I open it up, it will be 57 inches. So that is the width of the fabric, and this is going to be for one side alone. Okay, so the length I am marking here is 6 inches. This is going to be for the longer part, while the shorter part of the frill is 3 inches. So I'm just going to connect like this. Now cut this out and use this to cut another one to make it 2. Now I'll go ahead and hem the border of the fabric that I want to use and create the frill.
After hemming, then go ahead and gather the fabric. We are gathering the fabric to be able to fit the front and the back bodies joined together, okay? Because it is going to come from the center front waist down to the center back waist.
Repeat same with the other part. So here is the top. We are going to mark where we are going to be attaching the frill. So fold the top into two to get the center. Mark that point. From that center, measure towards the side and mark 4 inches, and mark 4 inches on the other side as well. Now go to the shoulder part. From the neckline, mark 1 inch. After marking the 1 inch on the shoulder, go to the center back. From the center back, measure 5 inches towards the side and mark. Now you're going to connect these marks together. So repeat the same thing you did on this part on the other part. So this is where we will be stitching the frills on. Place the frill on that mark, pin them together starting from the beginning of the top. Okay, you can see that the wrong side is facing upwards. This is how you should place it, so that by the time you stitch, you will just flip it to the side. So I'm done pinning both frills on the top. I'll go ahead and stitch. After stitching one side, then stitch the other side. Next, you're going to gently drag the sides and match them. Make sure you're matching them properly from the armhole. Because of the frill that has been attached on the top, it's not going to be so free to match them. So what you do, pick one side and stitch down, then return to the other side and stitch. So you repeat the same with the other side. So we are done with the top. Now it's time for the skirt part. Here is the skirt part. These are the two pieces that I have. So I'm going to join the two pieces together to make them one. After joining them together, I will now hem the border. Now I'll go ahead and pleat or gather the skirt part so it will fit the top. Okay, so this is the way that I like to gather my fabrics. If you have a gathering footer, you can use it to make your work easier, especially if you have much fabric to gather. But if the fabric is not really much, then this is the best way to gather your fabric. Now you get the top and pin to the skirt part. So after pinning the top to the skirt, you go ahead and stitch to join them together. After joining the top and the skirt together, what I want to do next is to go ahead and close the center back, leaving the space where I will attach my zipper. So I'll go ahead and fix the zipper now. So after fixing the zipper, you now weave the inside of the dress. Please weave your dress, especially if you're making it for a client. Don't give your client a rough dress, okay? I don't have weaving machine. I go out to weave it later, so that's why I I don't used to film it, but after making the dress, make sure to weave your dress, especially if you're not adding a lining inside. So go ahead and make a bow of any size that you want and attach to the dress. And that is basically all for the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.